Hi guys, so let us start with the simplest type of forex transaction, right? So the simplest type of forex transaction that we see is called as the spot rate. And in this video, we're going to discuss about the spot rate, right? So what is actually the spot rate? So imagine that you are sitting in India and you want to send dollars someone who is in America right now. Okay? So you are sitting in India and you want to send someone dollars who is in America. Okay? So what do? You go to a bank सबसे पहले and you will exchange your rupees for dollars, right? You are going to exchange your rupees for dollars and the money will move to America within 2 days. So this is the process by which, if right now I'm sitting in India and I want to send my money to America, this is the process that I'll have to follow. First off, I'll go to a bank, I'll get my rupees exchanged for dollars, and then the money will go to America within 2 days, right? This is called as spot transaction. दिस इज माई स्पॉट ट्रांजैक्शन. ठीक है. स्पॉट ट्रांजैक्शन से हमारा मतलब क्या है? व्हाट डज द वर्ड स्पॉट मीन ओवर हियर? स्पॉट मीन्स राइट नाउ. ठीक है. दिस वर्ड मीन्स राइट नाउ और इमीडिएट. ठीक है. दिस इज द मीनिंग ऑफ द वर्ड spot. And the rate at which this exchange is happening is called as spot rate. So the rate at which this exchange will happen, the exchange of rupees for dollars, that rate is called as the spot rate. Okay, we'll come to this in a bit in more detail. So let us first talk about why does it take 2 days? Because if you're calling it spot rate, it should happen right now, right? So 2 days is the standard time that banks usually take. And it's very simple because banks also need to send out instructions to each other, right? Banks need to communicate आपस में. They also need to debit one account. When they'll debit one account, they are crediting the other account, right? The account in India is getting debited and the account in America is getting credited. We are also functioning across two different countries, right? So we are working across two different time zones. So basically 2 days is the standard time that countries or banks take to transfer money from one country to another, right? So summarizing this, if we talk about spot transaction, so spot transaction is the currency that we can exchange immediately. Okay, so spot transaction means that currency gets exchanged immediately, right? And what is spot rate? So spot rate would be the price at which this exchange is happening. So spot transaction means that currency that is getting exchanged immediately, and at what rate, what price is this currency getting exchanged, that rate is called as the spot rate. So if you remember, we've been talking about exchange rate and denoting it by R. So if I write R as 1, if I take R to be 1, this means that we've been using this rate as our spot rate. So this R that we've been using till now, denoting the real exchange rate, this is the spot rate, which means at what rate am I exchanging the two currencies. All right. Now let's talk about the forward rate. So imagine that you are an Indian businessman. Okay, you are a businessman who's working in India and you've ordered goods from a company which is in America. Okay, so you are a businessman working in India and you have ordered goods from America. So you've basically imported the goods from America. So you have to pay them. Let's say you have to pay them in dollars and you have to pay them $10,000. All right. But you have to pay them 3 months from now. You don't have to pay them right now. You'll be needing to pay them after 3 months from now, not today. Okay, you don't need to pay them today. You need to pay them within 3 months. But what is your tension here? That what if your rupee weakens in these 3 months, right? Your concern is that what if your rupee weakens in these next 3 months? Because if, imagine that today the exchange rate, let's say, is $1 is equal to rupees 83, but after 3 months we have a situation where $1 becomes rupees 90. So if you've ordered goods worth 10,000, yahan pe if I'd ordered goods worth 10,000, then I had to pay 83,000, right, in rupees. But now if my rupee weakens here and it becomes 90 rupees for $1, now I'll have to pay 90,000, right? So your concern is that what if my rupee weakens within these 3 months? You will be at loss, right? So your $10,000 payment that you had to do, that became much more expensive in rupee terms, right? So you don't want that uncertainty. Nobody wants to be in a situation of uncertainty. So to avoid it, what you're going to do is that you are going to lock in today's rate. What does it mean to lock in today's rate? You basically want to know what you will exactly be paying. You want to lock what you will exactly pay today itself, so that there is no uncertainty left with you. So this is exactly what a forward contract does. A forward contract, okay? So what you do is that you have to go to your bank and you have to say that, okay, look, I have ordered some goods from America and I have to pay them $10,000 within 3 months or after 3 months, but I want to buy this $10,000 from you, because you have to take the money from bank, right? So you tell the bank that you will buy $10,000 from them, but you say that I want to buy this at today's agreed rate. I don't want to look at the rate 3 months later and then lock it or then buy $10,000 from you. You tell the bank that you will buy these $10,000 at today's agreed rate itself, right? So the bank says okay, the bank gives you a thumbs up, the bank says okay, done. Then what you do, you both sign a deal. Basically, you and the bank, you sign a deal, okay? And the deal is that the rate is fixed today. This is the deal between you and the bank, that you have fixed the rate today itself. So what happens 3 months later? When 3 months later you go to the bank, you approach the bank and you ask for these $10,000, you pay at the rate that you agreed today. All right. So no matter what the actual market rate is at that point of time, you don't have to pay at the actual market rate, because you already agreed with the bank on a rate 3 months earlier. Okay. So basically, the agreed rate between you and the bank, this agreed rate is called as the forward rate. All right. So the agreed rate that you and the bank logged in is called as the forward rate. Now, let us take an example from the book itself. So, the book says that the spot rate today is that $1 is equal to €1. This is the spot rate that is there today. So, just tell me what is going to be the exchange rate. The value of R is going to be 1, right? This we have already studied previously, how to find the exchange rate. So, today's spot rate is that $1 is equal to €1. So, you enter a forward contract with bank and you need euros, okay? You are a person living in America and you need euros, for example. So you enter a forward contract with the bank and you tell the bank that okay, listen, I need 100 euros 3 months from now. I don't need these 100 euros today, but I will lock the rate at, let's say, $1.01 per euro. This is the rate that you and the bank decide together. So just tell me, what is going to be the forward rate? The forward rate is the pre-decided rate, right? So the forward rate is $1.01. This is your forward rate, and 3 months have passed by now. What happens when 3 months pass by? So let's say that when you entered the forward contract with the bank, what was the spot rate? The spot rate was $1 was equal to €1. But let's say 3 months later, what happens is that the spot rate becomes, what is the spot rate? The spot rate is that $1 is, let's say, equal to 1.01 euros. This has become the spot rate, or the spot rate can fall also. So might have been that the spot rate becomes $1 is equal to 0.95 euros. So the spot rate can move in any direction. But does it matter to you? No, it does not matter to you, because you will still get your 100 euros by paying exactly $1.01 per euro. This is the payment that you're going to make. Okay, because this was the deal. This was what you had already logged with the bank. Okay. And one more thing, that when you sign the forward contract with the bank, you don't pay the full amount immediately. Okay, this is one thing to note down, that you don't pay the full amount immediately. Why? So you only pay, I'll write it here. So you pay this 10% as the security margin. Okay, this is just to prove that you are serious, all right, and you won't back out of the deal. So this security margin is only paid to show that you are serious about the deal and you won't back out of the deal. Okay, and what about the remaining amount? So the remaining amount is paid only when the contract matures, all right, which is going to happen after 3 months, because you and the bank have locked the deal before the time period. So when the contract will mature, which will happen after 3 months, then you have to pay the remaining amount to the bank. Till then, you only need to pay this security deposit of 10%. Okay. Now, if someone asks you that how long are these forward contracts? Okay. So the typical forward contract will run for maybe 1 month, 3 month, or 6 months. So this is the ideal period for a forward contract to run, and the most common is 3 months. Okay. Why not longer? Because the further into the future you go, if you go into, like, you lock the deal with the bank for, let's say, 1 year after today, the more uncertain things will become, right? Because nobody knows really what the rate is going to be from 1 year from now, right? So pricing a contract that far ahead is very risky. That is why banks also don't enter into such contracts. They don't enter for such long durations. Okay. Long duration contracts are not common at all. However, one thing to note here is that if both parties want to continue after the contract has ended, if you and the bank, you want to continue even when the contract has ended, you can renegotiate. You can just roll it over for the next period also. Okay, you can roll it over for the next period. So for example, you and the bank locked a contract today after for 3 months from now on, but you want to, this contract has ended, okay, but you want to enter into a contract again for let's say 3 months, so you can renegotiate at a rate and the forward rate, and then you can roll it over. So now one question is that what determines your spot rate and your forward rate? Spot rate and forward rate are determined by which factors? So both of them are determined by the demand and supply side factors in the forex market. So they are determined by the demand and supply in the forex market itself. Okay, one difference here, that the spot rate is determined by the demand and supply in the forex market, that is fine, but just one catch here for the forward rate is that forward rate is also determined by demand and supply, right? But specifically the demand and supply for future delivery of foreign currency. So the only catch with forward rate is that it is also determined by the demand and supply in the forex market, but demand and supply for the future delivery of the foreign currency, right? Now, who creates this demand and supply for future delivery? This is our question right here. So three type of people do it. Three type of people create demand for future currency, future delivery of foreign currency. First type of people are called as hedgers. Now, who are hedgers? Hedgers are people like our own Indian businessmen that we talked about. Okay, so they want to protect themselves from the exchange rate risk. They want to protect themselves from exchange rate risk. All right, and they are not trying to make any money, they're not trying to earn any profit, that's not their concern, they are just wanting some certainty. So these type of people are known as hedgers, okay, who want certainty and they're afraid of the exchange rate risk. The second type of people that we have are called speculators. Now, who are speculators? So speculators are the people who think that they know where the exchange rate is going and they want to profit out of it. So speculators can guess about the exchange rate and they also want to make profit out of exchange rate differences. Okay, so if you think, for example, if I am a speculator and I believe that the euro is going to become stronger in the coming future, okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to buy euros. Okay, I'm going to buy euros, and then what I'm going to do, I will buy euros forward at today's rate. So I'll basically buy euros forward at today's rate, which means that I'll lock the rate today and I'm going to buy euros at the forward rate, because I will already decide the rate today and I'll buy euros at the forward rate, right? And then I'll later sell it at a higher spot rate because I know that my euro is going to become stronger. Hence, I buy euro at forward at today's rate, and then I sell euros at a higher spot rate because of course the exchange rate is going to increase. So these type of people are called as speculators. So we have discussed who are hedgers and we have discussed who are speculators. Now the third type of people that we have are called covered interest arbitrageurs. So what do these people actually do? So the job of these people are also to exploit the interest rate differences that there are. These people also exploit the interest rate differences that exist between the two countries, and they also use forward contracts because they also want to eliminate the exchange rate risk that can occur. Okay, so they also use forward contracts. We'll cover more about this in the upcoming sections. Okay, now let us talk about forward discount and forward premium. Okay, so we know for fact that the forward rate and the spot rate that we studied, they are never equal. They're not equal most of the time. They're never exactly equal to each other. They're not exactly the same. They're different. Forward rate and spot rate are different from each other. Okay? One will be higher and the other will be lower. So one is higher and the other is lower, right? One will be higher or lower than the other. We know that. And these two situations have specific names that we are going to study. Okay? So let's make this a little simple. So, what is forward discount? Forward discount means that the foreign currency that we have, it is expected to weaken. The foreign currency is expected that it will become weak in the coming times. So we say that if the forward rate is lower than the spot rate, if my forward rate is lower than the spot rate, we say that the foreign currency is at a forward discount. We say that the foreign currency is at a forward discount. When do we say that? When we see that the forward rate is going to be less than the spot rate. Matlab, the exchange rate is going to fall and the foreign currency is expected to become weak. So we say at that particular point of time, foreign currency is at a forward discount. It is at a discounted rate. Okay. So think about it. If the forward rate that I can see, if the forward rate is going to be a lower, this means that in the future you will get that particular currency at a cheaper price. That is the reason why we see that the forward rate is less, the forward rate is lower, which means that I'm going to get that currency at a cheaper price in the coming future. That is why the forward rate is low, which means that the market is expecting, this is all the expectation of the market, right? So this means that the market expects that the currency is going to become weaker in current time. इसी वजह से the foreign currency that we see, foreign currency we say that it is at a forward discount because the forward rate is less than the spot rate. Okay, so whatever the exchange rate is today, nobody is going to agree that okay, after this particular time period of let's say 3 months, I'm going to give you a rate that will be higher than the spot rate right now. It will not happen. You will be seeing that the forward rate that you'll get, the forward rate that anybody is going to lock with you, is going to be less than the spot rate. Okay, so this is the meaning of forward discount. So imagine that today you see the spot rate as at let's say that $1 is equal to €1. This is the spot rate today. So the forward rate that you see after 3 months can be that you will get $0.99 for €1. This means that the euro is going to become the euro. I'll write here the euro is going to become cheaper. All right, the euro will be available at $0.99 in the next 3 months, which will be cheaper than today you are getting $1, €1 for $1. But after a period of 3 months, you're going to get €1 for $0.99, right? So the euro is expected to become weak. That is why you're getting euro at a cheaper price. The euro is going to become weak. Okay, this means that this forward rate that we see here, this is a forward discount. This is a forward discount on the euro. So the rate that we see here is a forward discount on euro. The meaning of discount is simple, that you're going to get euro at a very cheap price. That is the meaning of discount on the euro, because you're going to receive the euro at a very cheap price. Okay, so this is the meaning of forward rate. You can again look at the definition. The forward discount means the foreign currency is expected to weaken. The foreign currency for us here is euro, so the euro is expected to weaken, है ना? Because the forward rate is less than the spot rate. As we can see here, the spot rate was, you were getting €1 for $1, but the forward rate says that you will be getting €1 for just $0.99. So the forward rate is less than your spot rate. This means that you're getting a forward discount on the euro. Now let's discuss what do we mean when we say forward premium, because we have already studied forward discount. So what is the meaning of forward premium? So forward premium means that the foreign currency, as opposed to foreign discount, of course, foreign forward premium means that the foreign currency is expected to strengthen. This is opposite to forward discount, where foreign currency is expected to weaken. But in forward premium, we say that the foreign currency is expected to strengthen. And by similar logic, we can say that the forward rate that we will receive for the foreign currency is going to be more than the spot rate, which means that the foreign currency is going to become expensive. And this means that the foreign currency is going to become expensive. That is why we say that it is going to become strong, because it is going to get expensive, okay, which means stronger. So if we take an example and we say that the spot rate that we see today is, again we'll keep it same, that you will get €1 by paying $1. Okay, this is a foreign currency, euro is a foreign currency, but the forward rate suggests that you will be getting €1 by paying, let's say, $1.5. Okay, this is your forward rate. So your forward rate is clearly more than your spot rate. Okay, so the euro is going to cost you $1.5 after 3 months. Okay, which means that it is more expensive than today. So the euro is expected to become strong. Okay, so this, we can say that this is a forward premium on euro. This is a forward premium on euro. We can say that clearly because euro is going to get stronger. So we express forward discount and forward premium as annual percentages, which means that we express it as a percentage per year. We express it as percentage per year. So we can compare it with other things like interest rates, for example. So we express it as percentage per year. We don't say that euro is 1 cent cheaper forward, or it's discounted for 1 cent. We don't say that. And we also have a formula for this. So we also have a formula to express forward discount or forward premium, which is to subtract forward rate and spot rate, divide this value by the spot rate, multiply it by 4, and multiply it by 100. Now I'll break it down piece by piece so none of you get confused. Just note down this formula first, and then let's come to the first component of it. We have to subtract the forward rate and the spot rate. So this will give you the difference, as we know, between the forward rate and spot rate. So this is simple subtraction, right? Then we have to divide it by the spot rate. So when we divide it by the spot rate, what happens is that we convert it into a fraction. है ना, we are converting it into a fraction. And by converting it into a fraction, we can say that what percentage of the spot rate is this difference. So by converting it into a fraction, we can say that what percentage of the spot rate is the difference of forward rate and spot rate. We can express it as a percentage of spot rate. That is why we divided by the spot rate. And then the third step that we do is that we multiply it by 4. Now, what is the meaning of this? This means that because the forward contract is 3 months, for 3 months, the forward contract is for 3 months, and there are four such periods. The forward contract is for 3 months, and there are four such periods in 1 year. And we can divide the entire 1 year in four such periods of 3 months each. So we'll have 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, and 3 months in one single year. So we can divide it in four such periods. So we are annualizing it. What are we doing by multiplying it by 4? We are annualizing it. We are making it a yearly figure. है ना? We are making it a yearly figure. So that is why we multiply it by 4. And then lastly, what we do is that we multiply by 100 also. So this is simple to understand. We multiply by 100 because we want to convert the decimal value that we'll get. We'll want to convert it into a percentage value. That is why we multiply it by 100 also. Okay, to get the value in percentage form. Okay, so let us discuss an example really quick. In this example, you'll tell me what the forward discount is going to be. You have to find the value of the forward discount. The values you have been given is that you've been given the spot rate, which is $1. Okay, you've been given the forward rate, which is $0.99. So you have to find the forward discount. Now do one thing, pause your screen and try to do it yourself, and then look at the solution. So what is our first step? We know that sabse pehle we divide the forward rate and the spot rate. So when we do that, what is the value that we are getting when we subtract the two? We get a negative of 0.01, right? We get a negative value of 0.01. Okay, keep it with yourself. Then we have to divide the entire thing by the spot rate. We know that, hai na? So when you'll divide this negative 0.01 by 1, because your spot rate is 1, simple, you're going to get again minus 0.01 only. Okay, then the third step was to multiply it by 4. So when you'll multiply 0.01 by 4, you will get minus of 0.04. And lastly, you have to multiply it by 100. So when you multiply this value by 100, you get minus 4%. When you get the value as minus 4%, this tells you that the euro, because euro is my foreign currency, euro is at 4% per year forward discount. है ना? Because this is a yearly figure, remember, and it is expressed as a percentage. So we say that the euro is at 4% per year forward discount. This is the meaning of when you find out a value in negative terms, and of course, it's a forward discount. So euro is getting discounted at a forward rate of 4% per year. The negative sign tells you that this is a discount, and also that the euro is cheaper forward. The euro is cheaper going ahead, and it is expected to become weak. This is the meaning of you getting the value as negative. So you can pause the screen and look at this example once again and clear your any doubt that you have. Now let's move to example number 2. And in this example, you need to find the forward premium for me. Okay. So in this question also, I'll give you the spot rate as $1. I'll also give you the forward rate, and the forward rate is going to be $1.01. And you have to find the forward premium for me. So pause your screen and try. Okay, so the first step was to subtract. When we subtract both these values, what do we get? We get a positive value of 0.01. The next step was to divide it by the spot rate. है ना? So we take 0.01 and divide it by 1, which is our spot rate, and then we again get positive 0.01. Then the next step was to multiply this particular value by 4. So we multiply it by 4, we get positive 0.04. And last step was to multiply this value with 100 to get into percentage, and then we'll get plus 4%. So this is the value of my forward premium. Now what does this mean? What does the value of plus 4% mean to us? This means that the euro is at a 4% per year. All of these words are very important. Okay? Per year 4% forward premium, because the value that we're getting is in positive. So this means that the euro, the positive signs tells me that this is a premium, and it means that the euro is going to become expensive in the coming times. It is going to become expensive forward, and this means that the euro is going to become stronger in the future. So one simple shortcut for you to remember is, if you're getting a negative value, this means that this is discounted. The foreign currency is discounted when you're getting a negative value, and which means the currency is going to become weak. है ना? The second thing that you have to remember is that if you're getting a positive value, this means that the currency is at a premium rate, and it is going to get stronger, or it is expected to become stronger in the coming future. So this is the trick to remember.